Hey, it's Jen from Painted Wallflowers. Today we're painting these super cute and super easy pumpkins in our watercolor sketchbook. If you don't already know, I just finished a sketchbook series where I show you how to paint 20 different fruits step by step with watercolor. It's been so much fun, and honestly the best part for me is getting so many comments and requests from everyone that's painting along. One of the top requests I've been getting has been to show a full end-to-end tutorial, so today I'll walk you through how to draw your design first, then picking a palette, some easy techniques to use, and even a few composition tips, all in under 5 minutes. Are you ready? Let's paint in our sketchbook. First, I like to draw out a few designs with pencil to get an idea of what a pumpkin even looks like. Here I'm drawing out different shapes, round, squarish, and elongated. I add curved lines to each of them, as well as a stem and some vines that twirl out. Once I'm happy with my design, let's choose our colors. I'm using the Paul Rubens Yulon palette. I've been using this one palette for the entire sketchbook series, so you can follow along using exactly the same colors I use. From this palette, I'm using cadmium yellow light as a base color, chromium orange hue, and a mix of olive green dark and Venetian red for the stems and vines. Once I'm ready to paint, I'll line the edges of my sketchbook page with washi tape. This will give it a nice edge at the end that pulls the composition together. I'm starting off with a light yellow and drawing my pumpkin shape. Then I'm filling it in. While that's still wet, I'm taking the orange paint and going around the outer edges, and then inside I'm making curved lines. I want this orange color to bleed and diffuse into the body, but I want to keep some yellow area, so try not to overdo it because the paint will spread out. While that's still wet, I take the back of my brush and edge over those curved lines. Make sure to press down hard enough to leave an edge in your paper. Depending on your paper, you may need to press harder. Mine is pretty thick, so I had to press a little hard. Now I'm adding a stem and a twirly vine using the brownish green color. I like the stem to bleed into the pumpkin body, so be careful not to overdo this part. If you do, that's okay, just clean off your brush, dry it off a bit, and lift the pigment off. Once I'm done with the first pumpkin, I can continue to fill up the page. Notice that I started my first pumpkin in the center of the page. That's because it might be the only full pumpkin on the page. As I start adding pumpkins around the page, I want to make sure I paint over the edges, so when I take the washi tape off, it creates an optical illusion as if the edge is there when it's really not. As you make your pumpkins, you might want to paint different shapes like the ones we drew at the beginning. All of mine are pretty much the same round one, but you can definitely switch it up both in shape and color. Try painting pink or green pumpkins if you like. I wanted to keep this simple for demo purposes, so I stuck to the yellow and orange scheme. I did vary the sizes. I have my main big pumpkin in the center and smaller ones above it and bigger ones below it. Now that I filled up my page and I'm happy with the composition, I let it all dry, and then I add some dry brush strokes to add some pumpkin-like textures. As a final step, I like to do an orange splatter to tie the composition together before taking the washi tape off. And that's pretty much it. Let me know below in the comments if you like this tutorial, if you'll give it a try, and be sure to like and subscribe because we're painting veggies in our sketchbooks this month, so there will be many more coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.